For some time now, we've tried to figure out some way that we could be in better touch with you.
And it's nice to be able to sit down and chat a little bit about some of the things going on.
It's going to be rather informal and a little bit disorganized.
So we'll try to keep it on that kind of an easygoing, informal basis.
And we hope that it will be useful in maintaining the kind of communication that you'd like to have.
Hi, I'm Doug DeVos.
And I'm Steve Van Andel.
And we want to welcome you to Open Meeting.
Hi, everybody. This is Open Meeting again, where Doug and I get a chance to talk to all of you about what's going on in the world of Amway. The fun thing for us is to see Amway alive and well around the world.
Dad and Jay, they believed that the entrepreneurial spirit went beyond borders and that it was really connected with people everywhere. And so when we do these trips, it just renews our faith in that original belief.
There was a time when we were primarily just the U.S. business, and sometimes you wondered, was it ever going to translate beyond the U.S. borders? And today, it's obvious. All you have to do is go to all the different countries that we're in, and you can see that it translates. And so part of what was at one time a concern, no longer is there a concern about that.
Certainly the entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well around the world. While there's all those similarities, there's very unique cultural differences that we need to be sensitive about as we think about how we apply the Amway business, how we support the ABOs around the world. So we've had some experiences here recently of a couple trips.
Yeah, in fact, we recently were in Shanghai, where we had a chance to visit with a lot of different entrepreneurs, a lot of different Amway business owners. But we particularly had a chance to visit with some of the under 35 group. We talked a little bit about the 82% of that group that's very excited about being entrepreneurs, and the excitement that was generated in that room with literally hundreds of entrepreneurs was crazy.
And to connect their entrepreneurial spirit with a product, with a lifestyle, with dreams and aspirations, and kind of connecting it really beyond that with people who are sharing the same experience. And so it was similar in Russia recently. We were with a group, again, a young group who's looking to the future and to think of markets around the world and how they're transitioning and how they're looking to build forward, whether it's Russia or in India with a group there. We had some time with that group of folks who say, okay, what do I need to do to go diamond? And what foundation do I need to build? What do I need to do today? And all those things come into play when we're in different markets.
Some of the foundations of the Amway business, they don't change around the world. They're the same. When we talk about freedom, family, hope, and reward, that doesn't change. But culturally, you can begin to see some different products that come in culturally, different nuances that happen, and we just begin to understand some of those.
And one of the interesting things, talk about your trip a little bit, because you went to Australia, one of Amway's first international markets. But it was an Amway China group that was there, which is kind of fun to kind of mix the two.
Oh, it was. It was a leadership group that was in Australia, and I had a chance to go talk with them. In fact, the Australian Prime Minister welcomed them there because it was such a big group of Chinese. They were happy to have all the tourists there. And it was fun to see how they recognized and were very careful and realized that they represented Amway in a different country and to some of the top leaders of that country.
The Amway spirit's alive and well, and it's fun to see that. And it's fun to remember the original drive for expansion, taking that next step, taking that risk that Dad and Jay took. And so every time you kind of go there, I don't know about you, we kind of scratch our heads and go, wow, it's still, that or those original steps. You think those are pioneering ABOs who took those steps in those markets. And when we were brand new, whether it was Canada or Australia or the United Kingdom, and so to see it still going is pretty gratifying.
Oh, yeah. I remember the early days traveling around with Dad and going to different markets. And I always wondered why he traveled to so many different markets. Yeah. But basically, he was saying, I want to see if the Amway business is actually going to work there or not. Yeah. And he had those ideas early on. But obviously, now it's translated because we're there.
Yeah. So checking in around the world is a fun thing for us to do. And so we're going to keep talking about the good things that are happening around the world and sharing them with you as well.